This video is completely not scripted, so if I'm ranting too much, bear with me. The reason why you and I can't really focus on simple things in life like reading a book or meditating or going outside, sitting on the bench and listening to the birds chirping and appreciating the moment, the reason why we can't do those simple things anymore is probably because we have very much not natural levels of dopamine. What I mean is, if you look at the history, throughout history and throughout evolution of the human race, Homo sapiens, you could see, or you could even notice how things have changed. For example, not only our body, but also our culture, our mindset, our brain. So the way, like before, it was more hunter-gatherers and surviving, looking out for attacks and watching out for each other. Nowadays, we don't really have those things. So what happens is, when you have this, for example, firstly agriculture and then technology, industrial, all these things change, but your brain doesn't evolve. You don't have enough time to, go through this evolution to actually be able to live or sustain yourself in this era. Before, for example, you could go out and kill a mammoth or kill some type of animal, and you would get some type of dopamine, right? Some type of dopamine spike in your brain. Nowadays, you could get way more dopamine just by watching Netflix videos or watching anything like adult videos or playing video games or eating junk food, like you name it, a lot of things. In a way, our brains didn't have enough time to catch up. Like if you think about it, so this is our brain, right? And this is the technology that we have. And it's gonna be like this because technology has shifted towards like exponential growth. So how do we actually cope with this thing? How do we actually not let technology control our minds, but we take control of the technology, right? That's the point of this video. It's not only about technology, it's about a lot of things connected with dopamine. But in a way, in a nutshell, I would say, dopamine might be the biggest reason why we can't focus and be present in the moment. The very first thing that I have noticed is that when I started watching these videos about essentialism and minimalism and reading books about that, when I started, decluttering my closet, my stuff and the things that I own, I started noticing that just by decluttering and getting rid of things, you leave a lot of free headspace. So what it does is basically, let's just imagine you have 5 hobbies and each one of them takes certain amount of energy or time from you. So what do? Do you spend your focus on everything all at once? Or do you actually get rid of them and focus on one thing or 2 things at max, right? If you start spreading your energy and your money and resources on 5 things simultaneously, most probably you're not gonna get anywhere. That's the problem, because what happens if, for example, you have, guitar classes and then you have some taekwondo and then YouTube and business and school. Like you can't really excel at everything all at once. You gotta focus on something and eliminate the rest, right? So that will be the very first thing that I actually realized by myself that could actually change the way I think about, for example, owning stuff. Obviously, minimalism is a very big topic nowadays. Maybe it's just gonna save you money, time, and space in your room. Not only minimalism, but the concept of essentialism can actually save your life from becoming a chaos and mess. And what I mean is, essentialism is basically doing the things which are essential to you, like, the things that you actually need to do, and the rest, they are not important. In a way, like the way I look at it would be, you obviously need to do sports, and then you need family and friends, and then you need, for example, to study or work on your craft, could be anything. Do not be, juggling with a lot of balls at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, don't try to be jack of all trades, because at the end, you're gonna end up like a master of none. Now, another thing that I believe could be very beneficial is to try going more traditional, time-tested, I can say, instead of modern, because not everything which is new and modern is good. So instead of trying these flashy new diets, which is organic, grass-fed, vegan, protein, whatever, instead of that, why don't you actually just pick up whole foods like rice, apple, or eggs, or anything like that? Like things that have been tested by time, which are pretty good for you, but they are overlooked because they don't sound flashy or sexy, right? So in a way, when you opt for something natural, something that has been tested by time, you're kind of doing favor for yourself. Like instead of drinking coffee in the morning, why don't you just pick up a glass of water and drink that, right? So if you start drinking water every day, what's gonna do is it's just gonna make your brain kind of addicted to caffeine or coffee. I mean, I know quite a lot of people who cannot live without coffee or caffeine, and they have to drink at least a couple of cups in order to get through their days. When did we lose control over our bodies, over our desires, that we have to rely on external stuff to actually get through the day? So instead of relying on pills or caffeine or anything like that, try going more simple and more traditional. I hope that this is making sense so far, and if you like this video, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.